I'm going to kick this on the FM. Here we go. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. My name is Gardy. It's just after 3 o'clock, and I got Mr. Anthony Macaluso zooming in from Santa Fe, Texas. Anthony, you look great today,
Howdy.
I have to say. You look good, man.
I feel amazing.
So can you walk me through what your life has been like this past week? You look like you've gotten, and I know this because we talked, not that much sleep. What's been going on in your world?
We had this little snowpocalypse thing. Did you hear about that?
You know,
so I guess it was more icepocalypse.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So just like everybody, we have lost power. We lost power on Sunday. We were very fortunate. We have a backup generator. But in that aspect, you get up at 3 or 4 times a night and you fill up a diesel, and then you go down to other people's house to help them fill up, and you just don't sleep. And then so it's been a trying time, but we're making it.
Yeah, so you have your family, you have your son River, and you have your wife Stephanie. What have they been up to?
Mm-hmm. So River has found out about DVDs. He is in love with DVDs. Last 2 nights ago, he woke up in the middle of the night calling for us. So we went in his room, and he was like, "I want to watch Paw Patrol DVD." And we're like, "It's 2 o'clock in the morning. That ain't happening. Go to sleep." So he never experienced that. Obviously, he's 3 years old, so he doesn't know what a DVD player is. Stephanie was at work. She was a nurse at a hospital down here. She's a manager for the OR, and so she has been at work for a few days, and she came home yesterday after some bad news, and she came home to kind of let me go and do my thing and get going what we need to get going.
Yeah. So the Gun Vaults of Texas, I've had the opportunity to go. It's an amazing store. I've had a lot of people ask me about it, and I always recommend your shop because you get everything. The ammo, some of the stuff we just talked about that the other day. That's really hard to find. You had like 27,000 rounds. How did the Gun Vaults of Texas fare during the storm?
It did not fare well. We went yesterday. That's why I look sleepy today, because I'm stayed up thinking about it. We went yesterday just to kind of walk through, see what happened, if anything happened. And as soon as I opened the door, the ceiling in the hallway was down. The ceiling in the entire showroom was down. I have some other offices that aren't open to the public. Those were all dropped. It was brutal. But I will tell you one thing, man. I've been stressing a crazy amount over this, not knowing, kind of what to do next. And I just put a little post out on Facebook, said, "Hey guys, we're going to be closed for a while. We'll see what happens," kind of deal. And the outreach has been insane. I've been in Santa Fe my entire life. Love this town. But I haven't had a storefront business. I've had businesses in Santa Fe for years, but nothing where people come up other than this one now. And it's crazy. I've had people, old employees, contact me trying to come and help. Some of my friends, real close best friends, came in today. My brother-in-law was there. I had a gentleman yesterday. He's my ammo dealer. He came in and he's a general contractor by trade. Brought me dehumidifiers, brought me tools, brought me pipe fittings, brought me anything you need to fix it. He brought it, all the tools. He was like, "We're not working right now. You have 100% access of what I have." So yeah, the outpour's crazy. I've had other gun stores. I'll give him a shout out over at Big Country in Alvin. Me and him work really, really close together. Really great guy. He called me. He was upset that I didn't call him first about helping. He also owns a construction company. It's called Big Country Construction. One of the greatest guys I've ever met in my life. Just really good people. And the outpour has been amazing. We couldn't ask for anything better.
So what exactly happened? I know there was a lot of, I've seen some people like pipes burst and the ceiling comes in and all kinds of crazy stuff. Is that what happened?
Honestly, what happened was a pipe burst. I had one burst over my showroom and one burst in the water heater area. And when I say burst, buddy, this thing was like laying on the ground. It probably took 2 feet of pipe out on one side and just dropped on the ground. So it snapped on both sides. It was nuts. And then just from there, I'm guessing the city may have drove by and seen water flowing out of my building, because I don't know. So I went by there to when I checked, and I was like, well, I need to turn the water off, but there was no water running. So somebody turned the water off. I talked to my neighbor who's pretty awesome himself. He owns Bug Whacker. Shout out to Jeff. And he was like, I didn't turn it off, but so we don't really know who did it, but whoever did it did us a solid. And if it was Santa Fe City, if it was the police department, whoever it was, thank y'all very much, because y'all ultimately saved my business. Because we had probably a good, I was looking at one of my desks I have in the showroom, and it was probably about 2 inches of water high on that. So somebody did me a solid. I don't know who it is, but thank you.
So you know, last time we talked, you had a lot of inventory. I see the pictures, and there's a lot of guns on the wall. What does that mean for the inventory and stuff you had in stock?
I mean, most of it, I would say a lot of it's salvageable. The guns didn't get messed with. They're locked up in a completely separate room. And so those are fine. Everything else is drying out right now. I will probably do a open box sale pretty soon just to get rid of the stuff. The inventory is good. It's just the boxes are kind of damaged. But right now I've just got a ton of heaters and dehumidifiers and all kinds of stuff just sitting in the office right now, just trying to dry everything out. It's really hard to dry things out when you have no ceiling, but I guess you can kind of do what you got to do to make it work.
Yeah. Wow. So Santa Fe, I would say,
excuse me.
You know, I heard there was a lot of people in Santa Fe, and some places were hit harder than others. And I mean, everywhere there's people still without. There's thousands still without power. You know, right now, even the majority are up. But there was a lot that I heard coming from Santa Fe, and maybe I'm just friends with a lot of people from Santa Fe. But it seems like a lot of people were
cool.
hit. I guess so. All the cool people in Santa Fe, right? Yeah.
Right.
But how was it? I guess how was the community there, like helping neighbors? Even, you know, you had a generator, and I know you were probably reaching out and helping when you can.
Yeah, so I mean, so the road I live on is mostly a lot of my family. So first and foremost, you make sure family has their stuff. My uncle, who lives next door to me, is a godsend, probably the most caring man I've ever had in my life, and anybody's life really. But he has an elderly couple next door, so we always took care of them, made sure they had stuff. The husband's wheelchair bound, I think he's bed bound, but made sure they always had power, they had heat. We have some friends. I'm waiting on them to get off right now. Santa Fe Water Services, shout out to them. He owns that one. We're going to go fix some piping over at a friend's house. They've got a few little kids, and they've been coming back and forth. And I thought they were coming back and forth to my house to get water because they didn't have electricity. Come to find out they had a pipe burst. So we're going to go get that fixed for them so they can get water. You know, it's just trying to help each other out. That's the name of the game. You know, I've always been one of the guys that try to do what I can, but you know, I don't have a ton of skills like most people, but I'm very handy, I guess. I can do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
you know, with Santa Fe, having that water filtration system on your house right now would come in handy from Santa Fe Services. All those.
Yeah, it honestly would. To be honest, yeah, I didn't even think about that. That wasn't even a plug. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I worked for him, you know, Harris County for some reason gets a lot of boil water notifications, and sorry, it just got super windy. Sitting in my truck, obviously, and the restaurants and stuff never had to really do any of that because they had big filtration systems on from my family business or my family's business. So yeah, kind of cool. It was funny because, you know, in 37 years I've owned the business, he was showing me pictures yesterday that customers would send, and like the water froze inside and would break the tanks. But obviously they fixed them real quick, but it was kind of something cool that we've never seen happen. Obviously we've never seen this happen. So it's kind of one of those deals that you never know what's going to be thrown at you.
Yeah, I've seen a meme, and I have to ask you, are you tired of living through historical events? That'd be nice if we
100%.
Get out of that.
I think I put that meme up, bud.
Right.
The one with Chris Farley. I think
yeah,
I did.
That'd be great.
Yeah. No, I am definitely tired of it. I want a year where we just chill. That's what I told my wife, man. I hit a breaking point earlier in the week, and I told her, I was like, you know, I want to go back to normal. You know, it's everybody's struggling. We're not struggling. It's just you're stressed out because what's tomorrow going to bring? You know, it's out of our control. That's the bad part.
Yeah, and it shows you how important that sense of community and having people that you can count on and friends. I see like Danny Staley just popped in and said, "Hey,
what's up, dude?" I messaged Danny yesterday. I ran out of strawberries. My son doesn't eat much, but he loves fruit. And I know Danny
Yeah.
works over at the farm, and I was like, man, I know this is probably bad timing, but do you have any strawberries? They just didn't have any make this year, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, Danny, he's another one of those guys. He called and was like, whatever you need, I'm here. Do whatever, let me do whatever you need.
Yeah.
Great dude.
I got some.
Yeah, and it's crazy because there's so many people that, you'll start saying names and I just forget about, man, they did call me. As soon as people found out, I just kept getting phone calls about, hey, what can we do? How can we help you? Some people are like, I'm not good at anything, but I can push a broom. And I'm like, it's crazy the amount of people that want to help just to get the businesses back up.
I'm not really good at a lot of things either, and I'm definitely really bad at pushing a broom. I found that out because I'll sweep a whole entire floor and it's still dirty. And then I see somebody else, and I'm like,
did I use the right side of this broom?
Maybe I'm just really bad at
right?
at the dustpan. The brooming's okay. Maybe the dustpan and getting rid of it is what I'm not good at it. I don't know.
Here's my thing with dustpans. I don't like bending over anymore. I feel like I'm getting too old.
Yeah.
So if I don't have a high-rise dustpan, I'm going to get a vacuum, bro.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to admit it. I've got a Roomba app on my phone, and I'll just turn that Roomba on and call it a day.
There's an app for it on your phone?
Yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
Awesome. That's what's up.
You can be in another country and go ahead, but maybe not right now. In fact, maybe February of last year, you could be in another country and hit that go button, and it would just go and do its thing.
Yeah. Man, a simpler time.
Awesome.
February of last year. But you know what? So this year...
It's nuts, man. Just think about that. We have been doing this for a year now. A year. That's crazy. In March, it was like the first week of March is when all that happened.
Yeah.
We have River's birthday, and my wife and I were just talking about it. We didn't have his third birthday party last year, and we're still not 100% sure if we're going to do a fourth birthday party. It stinks because like our immediate family is like 50 people. Our family got lots of kids. We're not sure why they do though. There's a ton of us. So you are stuck with Macalusos and all of us.
Yeah.
Forever.
Sometimes during these things and these events, it makes you grateful for like your health and just having your family and know that you're safe.
Absolutely.
Because all this, the material things, you're not taking it with you at the end of the day, and
no.
You have that support, those relationships with people that, call you and say, hey, you need some help, or that are there helping right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what really matters. And I've seen a lot of that community support happen right now. And there's always a negative side. And I love whenever we could talk about like, man, you know what? It is awesome. Galveston County is going through it right now. All of Texas is, and other places in the world as well. But, at least we have our family and our support, and you can't take that away. That's what really matters.
No, 100%. And that's one thing I'm grateful for. I mean, my family's all reached out. They're all, it's crazy. It's just, and I keep saying it over and over. It's just the people that call and you're like, man, I want to tell everybody yes, but if I get that many people in my store, it's just going to be kind of a cluster of people just kind of just trying to jog around each other.
Right.
But I can't express the gratitude that we have, me and my wife, because yesterday I was at a low point, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. Do I close? Do I just throw my hands in the air and just say I'm done? I didn't know what to do. And she kind of got me out of the funk, and all my friends called and said, well, be there. They told me what time to be there. And
you just show up. You just show up with the keys, or we're gonna like jump through the roof.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So I showed up, and everybody kind of had an idea of what to do. They asked where they want me to throw all the trash. I was like, throw it in the back of the yard. So we got a dumpster coming tomorrow. I found this guy, which was really surprising. He was like, see, somebody just messaged me. Somebody wants to know what's happened to the shop. Somebody's watching the show, Gardy.
Tell them, Anthony, what happened. There's a lot of people who have just tuned in. If you're just tuning in, Anthony, what happened to the Gun Vault of Texas in Santa Fe?
It melted down with the ice apocalypse of 2021. It was a victim. So
yeah,
but we're rebuilding. We will rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know where we were at, but we were somewhere. We were going somewhere with that story. But yeah, it's just the community down here is unreal. The contacts and friends that I've made in this industry, in the firearm industry alone, is outrageous. And then I'm having friends like Danny Staley, for one. I haven't talked to Danny in 20 years since we got out of high school. And
Danny went to high school?
Me and him. I think he went to a few of them.
I know. I've heard his story. He's moved around a lot. Yeah.
Right. He has, but I haven't talked to him in 20 years, and we just reconnected, but actually because of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I seen him at Row. I was sitting in the back of my truck during COVID times. They had a drive-in wrestling match, and me and Chevy was there, and Danny walked up, and that's the first time I seen him in years. So it's just like little contacts that you come back in your life, and I'm grateful for all of them. I've really enjoyed getting to see and talk with Danny definitely for a while now.
Yeah, and we got introduced to Danny Staley from Chevy Cheveria, who said, "Hey, I got a buddy. He's doing video. He works on this, Moondog Farm, some other stuff. Are y'all interested in hooking up with us?" I was like, "Of course. If there's anybody interested in the area and they want to come and hang out or partner up and do some cool things together, we're always open to that." And he's been a blessing.
I tell you what, man, Danny shared something for what was that last holiday we had? Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
About these plants they were doing, and I took them up on the offer, and I had one sent to my wife, one sent to my grandma, and then one sent to my mom. Beautiful arrangements. So next year, guys, Danny he hand delivered these, so I can imagine him in the back of his F-150 with his camper shell, and he has to prop the camper shell up because the hydraulics are broke. So that's always a sight to be seen. And him with his little legs trying to grab all the little flowers.
Danny's coming.
So,
yeah.
Right. So Moondog Farms for real. Danny, he takes care of that place, him and his wife. And I know there's a crew of guys out there and ladies that take care of it. And I follow him on Facebook now. But
yeah,
a lot of cool things coming out of that place.
Hey, I got some of those flowers too. They're still like perfect. Because he was like, "Hey, we just."
I walked. They're right when you walk in my door. They're sitting there on the table.
He's like, "I just cut them this morning."
Really pretty.
Yeah, hand delivered. Yep. Danny Staley. Next year, that's the secret.
I didn't know about it. He shared it at like 7:00, and I think the cutoff was at 9. I was like, "Bro, am I going to make this cutoff?" He was like, "Get what you need. Just tell me where I'm going." I was like, right on.
Hey, and your wife's watching. She tuned in. She said they're beautiful flowers and put a heart. And I agree.
Hi, honey.
All right.
She's sitting inside. I'm sitting in the driveway.
Yeah. Oh, so she's inside the shop there.
No, I'm at the house. I came home to eat some lunch. She's sitting in the living room. I didn't know River's taking a nap, so he randomly wakes up and wants to start talking. So I don't know if he wanted to start talking on air, what he would say.
I would love to have River on air. He's welcome anytime.
I can guarantee you he will, but ask any of the teachers at Abundant Life. River has his own way of communication. And a lot of times you don't understand it. If you're not around him a lot, you would just look at him and he's just babbling and you're like, what is he saying? But he's saying stuff, and the people that are around him nonstop knows what he says.
Yeah.
So it's funny. We call it River Knees because he just goes off on it.
Yeah.
So I know we were ready. He is ready. Yesterday I took the long way home because I was just driving, and he was like, "Are we going to school?" I was like, "No, buddy. I think school's canceled for the week." And he definitely misses his teachers over there and his friends.
Yeah, that's hard. Like, school has been out all week, and then there's all these COVID protocols.
Bro, y'all been out a long time.
Yeah, it's been a bit, and I'm sure some of the kids are probably that's not normal as a kid to be like, yeah, I gotta go back. It is not. Maybe some enjoyed school, but just to be like, man, can you imagine being a kid right now? Like, I just wish I could go back to school and things would be normal again. And so it's a weird time.
I think last time I was on, we did that little event there for the church, and the girl, it was your niece. Your niece was talking about how she was excited to go back, and some of the other kids were like, yeah, we go back tomorrow. And I showed up, and I was like, there's no cars in the parking lot, dude. There's nobody here. And they're like, no, we decided to give it another week. And then next week we have the ice storm, and y'all still nobody's back in town. Did everything go good at the church?
Yeah.
No issues?
Yeah. So, everything went good as far as, well, there are some busted pipes, and we lost electricity here, and what else? So we actually, we lost water for a while because a pipe busted over here, and so we had to shut off the main and then get it repaired. And then
put Scott on it, man. Scott will fix it.
Yeah, no, it's all
get to work.
Everything. As far as I know, like, one pipe's been repaired. Electricity was down for days. We got it back like this morning, and then in another spot, there's another pipe busted. But as far as like water in the building and stuff, like, we're okay. All things considered, it's fine. Things are good, and so I'm focusing my effort to just see like, well, what can I do to help? You know, where are people handing out resources, or where can people find out, you know, where they can volunteer and help and try and spread some positivity in all this.
So I will be honest, I didn't watch your last stream with
Stephanie.
Stephanie. How can I forget that name? Sorry, that's my wife's name.
Yeah.
Stephanie and Mark are amazing. I've been watching what they're doing. I mean, heck, they didn't have power, and they're still pushing out how many meals of spaghetti at their store.
Yeah.
We have another one down here. I'm sure you've been there, Cat's Barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't open the store up, so what did he do? He gave his home address out and fed 500 people the first day, and maybe 500 or a little bit more yesterday.
Wow.
Hot meals. I mean, and that place was backed up. I seen pictures. There was lines of people. Their food's amazing. I don't know what he made yesterday. I'm sure it probably wasn't barbecue, if I had to guess. I don't know. I could be wrong, but just those kind of people. I mean, that is what I strive to be. And I hope I am a blessing to some people. Some people I'm not. I'm kind of a pain, I guess. To you, I'm a pain. But
you're a blessing.
Stephanie and her husband, and then Katz, and just it's cool to see those kind of people do that stuff just to help. I mean, heck, Stephanie's a furniture store, great furniture store, and she's out there sweeping food up and getting everything ready, even when she didn't have anything in her house to make it happen.
Yeah,
she made it happen.
She said she went to the.
Go ahead.
She said she went to the grocery store and had bought enough to make 100 plates of spaghetti, and whenever she was checking out, her phone rang, and it was Mark Kovich, her husband, saying, "Hey, the power just went out." So she was like, "Oh, great." So she called Mary Bass and being like, "What do I do? What do I do?" And Mary she said, help talk her through it and be like, "You can do this, or I'll bring it down here. I'll help you." But they ended up.
And that's what I was going to say. Mm-hmm. Mary had to cook for somebody. I don't know what she was doing, but she showed a video. She was in some other woman's kitchen because she had to get this done. She promised that she was going to get this stuff done. So she's in somebody else's kitchen. I think she was making food for her restaurant. And out in Galveston, and obviously they just got power back. The lady that watches my son, she was here today and said that she told my wife that they finally just got power while she was here. So I mean, they're just getting stuff out there. But yeah, Mary's another one, man. And I know me and you talk about her a lot. She's a blessing to everybody that she meets. Her husband's the same way. Those people don't say no; they just give and give. So
yeah, figure out a way to make it happen.
It's a good circle to be around. I definitely feel good about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, whenever stuff dries out, if somebody wants to, stay in contact or help or check out the open box or whatever, I mean, I guess you just kind of got to play it by ear, huh, to see when all that stuff's going to happen.
Yeah, my goal, if everything goes as planned, I have some heaters right now. I'm waiting I may get my hands on a few more. I'm praying that we can, but if anybody's got heaters that they're not scared to let me borrow, I'd be glad to take some. But we're trying to heat up the area so that when on Saturday we're gonna do sheetrock and then do all that work, and that has to be hot or warm in there so it all dries right. So that's our next progress. We're doing that Saturday when it's supposed to be a little bit warmer. Hopefully Sunday we can finish it all up, and God willing, be open Tuesday, but not 100% sure. But obviously, catch us. Facebook is where we're going to post everything. Just at the Gun Vault TX, I'll post it all there.
Yeah, okay. I'm definitely following, and I'm trying to get some ammo.
I've got ammo, brother. So one thing I will tell you, I walked in today, and some reason one of my computers, or two of my computers weren't working. I was like, man. That's it. There's that's going to be a big expense, and because we all know big computers aren't cheap, and cheap computers aren't big. I guess I don't know if that's even a saying, but it is.
It is now.
And we luckily, I guess when it got wet, the breaker tripped, and I was able to trace that down, and we have working computers, so that makes me super happy. Yeah, I just always think I'm sometimes a half empty guy, and I'm sometimes a half full guy, and when it comes to things breaking, I'm always a half empty guy. And I'm like, oh, how much is this going to cost? Or how much is this going to cost? But luckily we didn't lose any computers. Our printers are good. Our house was safe, and we're able to bring family members into our house and help friends out. So, I mean, it's been a ride. I mean, not fun, but it's been there, and we're happy it's hopefully done. I don't know. Is it done?
Well, it's supposed to
I
get
seen
cold tonight.
I seen some lady. Yeah, 2 nights, 2 more nights. I seen some lady was saying on Facebook. She was like, "I'm not switching my clocks on my stove. I'm kind of feeling that. I'm not. I'll just let it blink 12 for a few more days until I feel comfortable enough that I don't have to change it again for till not leap year, time change."
Yeah. Till the time changes. Yeah, if we could just get through this week, I think we'll be okay. And the main thing is just check on your neighbors or your friends or loved ones, strangers.
Yep.
Just ask and just help each other out during this time because it's not normal. And, we just have to come together to try and get through this right now.
Yeah, we ran out of bread yesterday, and I was like, man, the stores ain't going to have bread, blah, blah, blah. And I was supposed to meet my neighbor, Jeff, over at the store that kind of assessed both of our properties. And I seen him over at Big Chief, or Arlen's, whatever people call it now. It's always Big Chief in my heart. And I was like, man, they got bread. And he walked up with a loaf of bread for me. So that was a blessing.
Is it Jeff Summers?
Jeff Summers? Sure.
That's him?
I know him as Jeff. I don't know. I think that's his last name.
Okay. Does he have like 3 daughters?
Yes, he does. One's in karate.
Yeah, Jeff Summers. Yeah, tell him Gardy said hi. He'll know.
Okay. Well, Jeff is amazing. One of the best neighbors I could ever ask for. Like I say, he's with Bug Whacker. They do bug stuff. I guess they kill bugs. They don't do bug stuff.
They whack them.
Yeah, so if you got bugs that need to be whacked, Bug Whacker's your man. But yeah, just little things like that. I was like, I didn't ask him for it. I was just kind of seeing if they had it because I was going to stop by the store, and he was like, man, I know you're under this stress. Here you go. Then I was like, hey, I'll bring you some money. He was like, you ain't paying me for bread. So it's one of those deals. Another shout out yesterday, trying to figure out what we're going to do for dinner, feeding 4 people, 5 people. And I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't want to cook kind of deal. Drove by Doric's Meat Market. They were up. They had no power. They had generators. And it wasn't running everything, but by God, those people are always there when you need them. Mm-hmm. And if you haven't had any of their food at their restaurant, do yourself a favor and go do it. I let one of my employees, he wanted a sandwich, so I took him over there, picked it up. He had a steak sandwich. The next day he came in and told me he had a dream about that steak sandwich. And today he talked about that steak sandwich again. So
that's awesome.
This kid's been around the world, numerous countries, and he is raving on this steak sandwich from a little bitty meat market in Santa Fe, Texas. So
heck yeah, that's awesome.
Go try them out. That is. I actually ate one. When we were texting, I was eating one of their burgers, some leftovers from last night.
Yeah, man, I haven't had Dorks before, but I've heard about them, and I'm pretty sure I've specifically heard about the steak sandwich.
Favor.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor and go do it. Steak sandwich, their boudin balls are good. Everything is good. Every single thing on their menu, and their service is amazing. The Dorks are great. I went to, we're just doing shout outs. Tabaldo's feed store yesterday. I ran out of chicken feed, and Mr. Tabaldo's standing there in the dark, had no lights. And I said, man, you got any chicken feed? He was like, yeah, I got some for you. And couldn't pay credit card, had cash. And it was just those stores have been in Santa Fe for years and years before I was born. And they continue to help this community. They're amazing, both of those people. So Tabaldo's and Doric's, man. Good people.
Do your chickens start getting nervous whenever they realize that you can't find food at the grocery stores? Do they start looking around or anything?
So my chickens are spoiled, bro. What we eat, my chickens eat. They eat fruit. They eat a lot of fruit. They eat a lot of vegetables. They produce a lot of eggs. I depend on my chickens. I eat a ton of eggs. So they get taken care of.
They're good.
I'm looking. I've got 2 50-pound sacks sitting in front of me right now. Of feed. They eat more. I can't call it scraps because it's stuff that we eat, but they eat more scraps than they eat regular food.
Mm-hmm.
And then River, he'll go check the eggs with me every day, and he always lifts up. They have a crate where their food is, and he always lifts it up and feeds them. He loves them, pets them, tries to pick them up. They run from him because he's crazy. But yeah, they did good. I was really proud. They all of them lived. We have heat blankets in there, heat lights in there, and they have real fresh hay, and they all did good. Our cows, I was laughing because everybody's like, take your animals in. I was like, I got cows. They can't go inside.
Yeah.
And I'm not bringing my chickens inside.
They kind of huddle in a circle.
I don't know what to do.
Like the cows, you'll see them.
And The cows, I mean, right now they're just out grazing, but yeah, we have covered areas, and cows are big, man. I think they're pretty solid. And I don't know if you watched that Alaska show. I can't think what it is. It's a homestead show, but their cows just be walking around in snow. I mean, up to their past their hooves.
Yeah,
they're cool with it. So cows are made for it.
They figure it out.
I guess. I don't know if I'm wrong. Let me know. Somebody will let me know.
Yeah, Anthony, is there anything else you'd like to share today?
No, I appreciate everybody that has messaged me and just checked up on us. Bottom of my heart, I can't thank y'all enough. Our store will be back, and I would say better than ever, but I'll still be there. We'll say that. You'll still get that great customer service and this awful smile.
All right. Yeah, make sure you check them out. The Gun Vault of Texas LLC there in Santa Fe. If you're watching on social media, click the link. I'm going to go back and put some more information in this description as well. And then just be on the lookout from their social media and their posts, so that way you can see how you can help and when they'll be back open. Anthony, thank you for making some time.
Man.
I appreciate you.
Thank you, sir. I always love talking to you.
All right. KHEA Radio,
All right,
99.5 FM.